Lovely to see you.
Nice to see you again.
Now, what struck you about the first John Wick and made you want to become involved with the sequel?
What struck me about the first John Wick was that all my friends were in it, and I wasn't. I was like, what? So I saw Keanu and said, you gotta talk to somebody. You gotta tell somebody, tell anybody, tell everybody that I'd like to be in the second movie. I don't care what it is. So they found something cool for me to do.
What did they find? And it seems to be a pretty mysterious character for you.
Yeah, he's a really great character. He's called the Bowery King. He sort of owns and operates this other world, this other part of the world of John Wick, which is underneath everything. It's sort of an underground network of assassins and killers, and who all sort of appear as homeless people on the streets of New York City. So it's really kind of cool.
It's the Skid Row of assassins.
Yes, it's assassins on Skid Row, exactly. Yeah.
I think you mentioned it earlier, but one of the appeals of the first film was this honor amongst thieves.
Yes, yes.
And it seems to be taken to a heightened level in this film.
It does,
How
yeah.
so?
There's this whole notion that if somebody holds your marker, that you have to do whatever it is, whatever favor they come and ask you for, you are obligated to do that favor for them, and that's kind of what starts the whole thing with John Wick and this other character, whose name escapes me, but he's the bad guy.
You have a bunch to choose from in this.
Yeah,
you know?
you do, but he's really the bad guy. He's the bad guy. So he, it sends him to Rome to go do something that he doesn't want to do, and he gets in trouble, and he finds himself in some very, very hot water. Yeah.
After such a long period of time, what was it like for you finally to get back on film with your old mate Keanu?
You know what, man? Because we've been friends for so long, and because, Chad and Keanu and I all worked together for so long on the Matrix pictures, it was like, hey, man, what's up? Hey, let's go. Okay, action. It wasn't, there were no nerves, or there was no jitteriness. There was no we were like, this is great.
Because Chad was a stuntman, and was he
Chad
second unit as well?
Chad was Keanu's double on the first picture, and second and third. But as the second and third happened, he started, doing second unit, coordinating, et cetera, and made, I know one film in particular, I think it was a Hitman, one of those Hitman movies, Hitman 47, I think it was called, that he directed. That was really good. And I don't know how long they've spent developing this, but, yeah.
Probably not long. It picked up pretty quickly after the first film. A couple of terms that I quite like, gun fu and car fu.
Gun fu.
Associated
Car fu.
with...
Yes. My gun fu, not so good. But my car fu, ho.
Do you enjoy shooting those scenes?
Well, unfortunately, I didn't have any of those scenes, but I enjoyed watching them. They're fun. I mean, the opening of this movie is so much fun. I mean, even though you can't see his face for a minute, you know it's him, and his car fu is pretty good.